Hey, what's up guys? Rev here. So first of all, happy Thanksgiving to anyone who is celebrating. I hope you have a great day and eat lots of turkey, and always remember, it's ethical to make fun of PETA at any given moment. Now, what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about some updates regarding a video I made the other day, because apparently in the year 2023, it is very controversial to say that people shouldn't be harassed and slandered over the fictional content, in particular anime, that they consume. In fact, tweets like this are controversial and actually make people angry. Now, why are we referring to these things? Well, the other day I made a video about a situation going on in the K-pop scene where several idols are being canceled by K-pop stans because they watch some problematic anime. And today we're going to go back into that because there's a lot of updates coming out of that situation. So a lot of this controversy surrounded Made in Abyss. A lot of the people, the idols that were being attacked, were those who were watching Made in Abyss. And the reason these stans went after them is because they believe that the dark themes from this series are something worthy of being canceled and slandered over. And this has gotten to the point where people even like Giguk are talking about it. This is all over the internet. He said, "No, you can't watch Berserk and Made in Abyss," said the K-pop stan. "Anyone who deserves to be canceled. LOL," said the anime fan. LMAO. And that's literally the situation right now. We're in a very bizarre time where you have K-pop idols being canceled by K-pop stans, and then anime fans are coming to the defense of the K-pop idols. It's very strange. Now, here's one of the main posts that started everything that we went over a few days ago. So, several K-pop idols have been under attack and accused of being predators for watching the Made in Abyss anime. In fact, since my latest video, other idols have been dragged into this, including this idol right here, who is now being labeled as someone in a scandal. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this scandal that they're referring to is the fact that she mentioned Made in Abyss. That is the scandal right now. In fact, things have gotten so bad in the K-pop scene that the community is coming out and creating lists of safe anime to watch. Yes, this is quite literally a meme existence. This is the same exact energy right here. We have reached a point where this generation is so soft that people need to create safe lists of anime to watch. And people have been commenting on tweets like that saying, all I'm going to say is the people intensely generalizing anime as uniquely problematic entertainment while being a K-pop fan is something. Which is a very fair point because you don't have to be immersed in the K-pop scene to know that there's a lot of scandals and mistreatment that takes place in that scene. Like, for example, predatory behavior directed towards idols from not only fans but also from their management. These are things that are very well known and, of course, involve real-life people being hurt, and yet people are ignoring that largely to go after things happening in episodes of anime. And this would be really highlighted down here. This user would reply to that main tweet saying, "I genuinely think nothing can get worse than the anime industry. As a fan of both, like, I get what you're saying, but it's not like K-pop is filled with torture poontang for fetishes. Not saying that K-pop doesn't have a huge amount of problems in itself, but there is no end with anime." And the original poster would reply saying, "I mean, stuff like open world entertainment has happened to real people, so I don't know. And that's only the stuff that has been revealed." So this person is saying that not only is it comparable, but the anime industry, there's nothing worse than it. Nothing worse to it. And there's, number one, making a very disingenuous characterization of this whole situation, calling what's in Made in Abyss torture poontang for fetishes, which is not true. But they're basically saying, well, that's all bad, and honestly, it might even be worse than what's happened to the K-pop idols and other people within the scene. They are quite literally comparing scenes from an anime to real people being harmed. That's absolutely insane. Now, throwing around these slanderous accusations is nothing new in this situation. So this was actually a tweet I covered in my previous video. So this user, referring to the creator of Made in Abyss, claimed that they were a pedophile. And their proof, of course, was a Google search result containing something from a website where literally anyone can leave a comment. That was their proof. Now, since that video, I can proudly say that this tweet has been fact-checked, and a community guideline has been added saying that there is no credible source to support any of these slanderous accusations. And you know what? As it turns out, well, this user, after getting fact-checked, they haven't deleted the tweet. It's still there. But I just want to show you how insanely ironic their reactions to this situation. So they slander someone else, get proven that they were wrong, and they made a baseless claim. How would they react when people, in response, started falsely accusing them? Well, here's a series of interactions that really sums up the mentality of someone like this. So this bottom part here is referring to someone accusing them of things that they didn't do. And you can read their word salad down there for yourself, a very unhinged response. But following that up, their next tweet was saying, "See, I've moved on. Like I said, I'm not arguing with any of you losers. But to go around and accusing me of being things that I'm not? Yeah, now y'all got me all types of effed up." Really? Are you starting to understand now? Are you starting to gain self-awareness that being falsely accused of things is bad? Because only 2 days ago, you falsely accused someone of being a predator with no evidence. But now that it's happening to you, all of a sudden you care about people being falsely accused of things? Absolutely insane. The zero self-awareness. And then after saying, "I'm not arguing," of course, they've been arguing for 2 days straight and slandering people. Their next tweet is saying that you need to get rid of fanfic writers who write problematic content. The most sane K-pop stan. That's all I can say right there. But moving on, we're going to look at another thread from this situation because the replies to this are absolutely insane. So this user says, "I'm sorry, but let me get this straight. People are mad at this guy because he watched Made in Abyss. That's it. One of the most popular and widely regarded anime of 2017. He didn't even mention his opinion on it. It was just part of a list of anime he watched recently." Now, one user would reply to that thread saying, "There are questionable scenes almost every episode. The creator is literally a pedo. People have very valid reasons to be upset." Of course, starting this off with baseless slander, where the original poster would reply saying, "Have you watched the show?" And the user would reply saying, "You clearly have. Tell me how it doesn't portray his interests." And of course, this user supporting that narrative that if something exists in a story, that means that the author must like it and condone it and even fetishize it in real life, which is absolutely crazy. But the original poster would reply saying, "Wait a second. You are the one who said there are questionable scenes every episode. Where did you get this information from? How can you say that so confidently if you haven't checked yourself?" Where the user would reply, "This may come as a shock, but you don't have to personally watch an anime to know what happens in it. Video essays are a thing." This meme was literally created for this person. Like seriously, there's nothing wrong with watching a video essay about anime, for example, but watching that video essay does not make you an expert on the anime. And if you're going to trust the opinion of someone else, you really don't have any room to speak on this situation, especially when it involves slandering other people over the content of the anime that you watched a video essay on. It's absolutely insane. But moving on, here's some more stuff coming out of this. So another user replying to the thread we looked at earlier about how K-pop stans are ironically complaining about anime. This user would say, "They're both awful, but people downplaying anime saying it's fiction and K-pop is real people as if the tropes in anime don't affect real-life Japanese women is weird." To be clear, this is not me saying anime is the root of the oppression of Japanese women in any way, just that it harms them significantly, and the popularization of anime furthers that. So again, an entire thing making completely baseless claims with zero evidence about this supposed connection between the oppression of Japanese women and anime, but also trying to see this point about these things happening in anime as fiction versus K-pop and real people, separating these and saying like, wait a second, those aren't really that different, are they? When it's literally the difference between fiction and reality. But as I always do in any situation where someone's claiming that like anime is this oppressive regime that's targeting women, I like to point out some information like this. So there's surveys like this that have been conducted showing that nearly 80% of mangakas are women. And that's not really surprising. We see a lot of mangakas are women, but also this number might even be higher because a lot of women use pen names that are either genderless or even in some cases they use male pen names to protect their identity. And we always have images like this flying around at any second. Every time someone complains about, etchy artwork or things like that, and, oh, this must be a man who drew it. There are tons and tons of women who make this content and enjoy this content as well. But to people who are trying to support a certain narrative that anime harms women, they don't know any of these things. They don't want to know these things. But I wanted to end this video with one more absolutely crazy thread. A lot of people have been talking about this one, and it really sums up this whole situation. This is kind of the logical conclusion of people canceling and attacking these idols over watching anime. This is a user sharing some screenshots of their DMs with a former friend. Their relationship with this friend ended because this user was a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. That's it. So let's read this conversation that happened when this person's former friend found their tweets about this anime. So the original poster would say, okay, I completely understand and I'm genuinely sorry if any of the posts I've made regarding anime/manga made you upset or uncomfortable. I really mean it, but you could also have mentioned this to me sooner or soft blocked or even straight up blocked me if you didn't feel comfortable with any of my posts. Thank you for the apology, Priscilla, but the damage has already been done. I just feel so hurt that you could sit there and enjoy that stuff. You're also old enough to realize people shouldn't be reading stuff where the main characters are literal minors like a sick pedophile. And the original poster would reply saying, so you're saying I'm a pedophile for reading manga? Are you serious right now? Where the former friend would respond saying, this whole situation has really opened my eyes. It's just the community itself is infested with pedos, and seeing you take part in that community and regarding that stuff is just honestly so disgusting to me. I don't know how you can still be reading anything from Japan at this point. I'm not saying I'm disappointed in you, but I expected better from you given your age. Look, he's also a effing pedo who likes children, and you support his effing group. You're just as bad as him. Honestly, this has become too much for me. I really enjoyed talking to you at some point, but I can't keep pretending to like you anymore. I'm sorry. You're giving me the biggest ick, and you are not seeing the issue at hand. Stop effing with manga and anime and get help. It's as simple as that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this thread filled with slander, a little dash of racism and other things. This is becoming increasingly normalized to treat people absolutely horribly over consuming harmless fictional content. For a lot of people, we've been trying to warn you, this is becoming the new norm, where harassing and slandering and threatening and ending relationships over things like fiction that you could completely avoid if you wanted to is just becoming more and more normalized, and it's sad to see, but that's the updates regarding the K-pop drama and some other related topics. Please feel free to share all of your thoughts about them in the comments section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.